Dave Chappelle recently gave a tribute speech on behalf of Jon Stewart for receiving the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. Of course, Chappelle is one of the most influential comedians around, so I wanted to share a few things I noticed about his speaking skills with the hopes that it might help you to apply some of this information and eventually make you a better speaker. So the first thing about Dave Chappelle to notice is that he always has a significant, meaningful message to get across to the audience. And this is the core component of any presentation, is having a strong piece of information, an idea that you want to convey to the audience. And he typically has a unique perspective on a lot of different issues, and he has a weight and meaning behind the words that he chooses. And he puts together a cohesive message with a great underlying theme, and there's typically some deeper truths to uncover within what he says. So he speaks about issues that matter to him, that he cares about, and that are important. So he has this meaningful message to get across to the audience in many cases.
As we've all learned in our lives, wartime is crazy in America. They do what Noam Chomsky called manufacture consent, and the news was off the chain. And John was the only voice that helped people decipher that madness.
Another skill he demonstrates is speaking with emotion. So if he's angry or upset about something, you can see it in his expressions, in his gestures, in his hand movements, in his voice. When he's experiencing suffering, you can tell that through, like, maybe he is willing to show that he's crying, or that tears are welling up in his eyes. And this gets across and moves the audience. So this is a great way to connect the audience, to speak with emotion and passion. That's what the word passion means, to suffer. So he clearly demonstrates that when he talks.
If you call on me, I will come, because you have been one of the greatest friends that I've made in 35 years.
So all the while, he has full control in his movements and his body language, and he moves with purpose and strong gestures, and he seems to have a great command of the stage. You can tell he looks like he belongs. He looks like he's confident and at ease. And of course, this helps put the audience and the viewers at ease too, when you can see confidence in a speaker. When he's holding the mic, he just seems like it just, he owns it. Sometimes he literally drops it, at the end of his speech. So he's been doing this for such a long time, even though he's always had that confidence, but he really owns and commands the stage.
They were all nervous and they were all scared, except for John. John did 25 minutes off the rip because he had something to say, because he actually means what he says, because he actually thinks about what he says.
The last thing I want to point out that I've always noticed with Chappelle is his mastery of the callback technique, which is common in performing and storytelling, where something is referenced or discussed and then mentioned again later on. So you reference something that you had discussed earlier in a clever or surprising or satisfying way. And this provides the audience with a great sense of release and satisfaction. And it kind of wraps up a story in a great way and provides an incredible sense of finality. And it's memorable too. I've seen several of his specials, and it seems like, if I'm not mistaken, he frequently uses this technique to close by calling back to a previous story or thing that he had mentioned.
And in 2002, suddenly, somehow, he became the most popular news show on television. Actually, I know how. He had a good lead-in, Chappelle Show. Congratulations. I'm honored that you got this award. Thank you. I'm sorry I got it before you, but I'm your lucky lead-in. Jon Stewart, ladies and gentlemen.
So this is a fantastic speech. So you can tell the audience has a great response. You can tell the person at the center, Jon Stewart, is clearly moved by this presentation. I think if you look at the views of all the different celebrity and performers that spoke at the event, Chappelle's was the most watched and most commented on because it just had such a great impact. Ironically, he starts it off by saying he wasn't prepared, which is an incredible thought to think that he's just so incredibly effortless at this, that he can just get up and give an incredible speech with little preparation.
I was surprised to many of you. I didn't prepare a speech.
So in the final analysis, Dave Chappelle really is a remarkable speaker and might be one of the most influential performers, certainly comedians of our time. So I encourage you to watch people like this that are masters of their craft, like public speaking, to watch them carefully and take note of their methods of delivery, how they organize their material, how they present, so that we can kind of pull apart these different components and apply those to make us more effective speakers, and then to kind of like adopt those traits. So that's the task for anyone that wants to become a better speaker. So thank you for listening. I hope you found this interesting. Please let me know your thoughts of Chappelle's speaking abilities, and I will see you later.